Damon told me he was working late again, but I just received the rent bill for his secret apartment downstairs. I knew he was keeping secrets from me, but I never imagined this. As I stared at the bill, my hands shook and my heart raced, barely able to process what was in front of me. Damon and I had been roommates for 3 years. He always worked late but never complained. I always figured he was doing some sort of project management. There was never anything suspicious going on until he started coming home even later than usual. I had my suspicions when I started finding receipts for takeout meals that weren't ours. But I couldn't prove anything, so I started paying more attention to his behavior. He always seemed distracted, like he had something else on his mind. And then one day I found it, an envelope with my name on it hidden in his desk drawer. Inside was a bill for an apartment that I had never known about. I confronted Damon about it, but he just shrugged it off, saying it was a mistake. But I knew better. I decided to investigate. I went to the address on the bill, and sure enough, there was an apartment with Damon's name on the mailbox. I knocked on the door, but there was no answer. I tried the handle, and it was locked. I knew I had to find a way in. I went back home and told Damon I was going to bed early. I waited until I heard him snoring, and then I snuck back out. I picked the lock on the apartment door and stepped inside. The place was spotless, almost like no one lived there, but there were signs that someone had been there recently. A half-empty cup of coffee on the counter. A laptop sitting open on the desk. I picked up the laptop and turned it on. The screen came to life and I saw a familiar face staring back at me. It was Damon, but he wasn't alone. He was with a woman I had never seen before. They were laughing and talking like they were old friends. I clicked on a few more files and I saw pictures of Damon with other women. Women I had never seen before. Women he had never mentioned. I felt a wave of nausea wash over me. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I closed the laptop and put it back on the desk. I looked around the apartment one more time and then I left. I went back home and tried to sleep, but I couldn't. I kept thinking about the apartment and the woman and the pictures. I knew I had to find out more. I knew I had to confront Damon, but I was terrified of what I might find. The next morning, I woke up to the sound of Damon's voice. He was on the phone, whispering. I strained to listen, but I couldn't make out what he was saying. I crept to the door of his bedroom and listened. He was talking about the apartment and the woman and the pictures. Follow so you don't miss part 2.